techniques and approaches to enhance coaching technically accurate demos. So the person who demonstrates a skill for the demo needs to know the ins and outs of the skill. Having a technical template to go off is key. If we don't have a template to go off, then how do we know it's right in what we're doing? We can make sure that what we know is accurate and right by observing maybe other people in the way that they perform their demos, or read up on different skills by having a background and knowledge of the breakdown of the skill. There's lots of instructional videos now that get put up on the internet a lot, so by watching these and comparing them with what you already know and what you've seen will give you a better understanding of how to produce and deliver accurate demonstrations. Maybe perform in front of other coaches and receiving feedback from them can certainly help enhance the accuracy of your demonstrations. So by performing the demonstrations, it shows a clear picture to students of as of what they need to do slash what you want them to do, and do it properly. If a demo is not performed accurate, then the student may practice the skill wrong and then get into bad habits. This does not help you as a coach, nor does it help them as a student in learning or perfecting a new skill. You want your student to take away the correct image from your demonstrations. Some key points I use during my coaching sessions for when I do my demonstrations. So number one, making sure that all the students can see your demonstration. So like moving sideways in the kayak in a kayak on my coaching session, I made sure that I'd done some of the demonstrations on both sides. Done the demonstration towards them and across them. This enables them to see the demonstration at all angles. Another one is to perform the demonstration in sensible timing. So make sure that the demo isn't rushed. You want the observers to be able to see each movement in the skill and to understand the breakdown of the demonstration. Another one is make sure that your demos are silent. So talking during demos isn't good, as the people who are observing you will end up concentrating on you or your face because you're talking to them and not concentrating on the demonstration itself. So making sure that you're silent through demos makes it obviously more efficient. I feel that the demos enhance my coaching by delivering details of movement that often I can't explain just by verbal instructions to participants, but by giving the students a visual pictures of demonstration to internalize, hopefully then they will turn that into like physical representation of what they've just seen you do in your demonstration. I feel that without accurate demonstrations in my coaching, it's really hard to show and explain a skill to students and then for them to replicate what I've just explained to them. This is the reason why I think that accurate demos enhance my coaching. So there's different types of practice. There's mass, varied, blocked and random. So during my last coaching session, I really only used mass and varied practice. Mass practice is where students practice the same thing over and over. Again, this type of practice is good for learning simple skills, as it reinforces technique through repetition and helps the learner get a feel for the skill. There are some disadvantages though to this type of practice, such as the performer can get bored, they can lose interest just due to too much repetition in the one skill. They can get fatigue. So when the learner practices one skill in a rapid succession, they're likely to become fatigued. As a result of this, the performance will suffer. with maths practice, it requires a lot of concentration and motivation. However, I found that maths practice during my coaching session down at the docks worked really well, and enhanced my coaching as the participants were able to perform the skill that they couldn't do or was unsure of at the start of the session. This was through the repetition of going over and over the same skill through maths practice. The varied practice is when the performer can practice the same task but in a number of different ways. So this is good as the students will come into contact with a range of different experiences that will relate directly to a performance in the full activity. For example, when I do my coaching session, I'm moving sideways in a kayak. I made the student practice drawing into the side of the boat and slicing out at the back to move sideways. I made them do this on each side and then against the wind and away from the wind. This then allowing them obviously to get different experiences in different conditions. This will then hopefully help them in future environments if they work in them. So there's some theoretical concepts, so values and beliefs. Values are principles and standards or qualities that we hold in high regard. These values guide the way we live our lives and the decisions that we make. A value may be defined as something that we hold dear to us, or those things / qualities which we consider to be worth. An example of a value could be like some people see great value in saving the world's rainforests. However, a person who relies on logging of a forest for their job may not place the same value of the forest as the person who wants to save it. So values can influence many of the judgments we make, but also have an impact on support that we can give. It's important that we don't influence any participant's views on our values. Beliefs come from real experiences. Our values and beliefs affect the quality of our work because what we believe is what we experience. Values tend to stay the same, however beliefs tend to be changeable as these come from experiences. So the more experience we have, the more our beliefs may change. For example, I may believe that drawing into the side of my kayak and slicing out at the back is the best way to move sideways. This is because that's what I've experienced as a skill, more than any other skill. However, if I look at doing different skills, different ways of moving sideways, then my belief might change. It might change so that I think that's better.